Hey guys, Jim back here with an update on my Apollo 11 50th anniversary tribute build. And while I'm working on that and everything, doing those videos, I thought I'd share them doing the Man in Space, the AMT. And that's the kit I'm using basically to do the 50th anniversary tribute build for Apollo 11. I already showed you the Saturn V and all that stuff, so I've been working on the Saturn S1B, which you can see there. I've got most of it base coated. I still got to do the command service module escape tower deal, but it's going to be like the other one. It's going to be all glued together because of fit issues. Nothing fits, snugly as far as that friction fit. Everything just wants to, if you pick it up, it's just going to all topple on you. So, it's sad, but it is what it is. It's not the greatest kit considering, probably the kit. I mean, the molds are over, a little over 50 years old. I think they originally made the molds back in 68 and they released the kit in 69. So it goes to show you, it's been 30 years and stuff, fit isn't that great. The same with these little ones. I got these glued together and primed up and everything. You got your Mercury Redstone in the front. You got your Mercury Atlas. And then your Gemini Titan, which is a two-stage, one and two-stage in that. And even the capsule and stuff, there's three pieces to that. There's instrument ring and all that. There's another ring that comes off and stuff. Even that fit, things don't, size-wise, there's little mismatches and stuff. And if you sand it down, you're going to start losing the shape of it. And there's very fine detail, like, grid work on it and stuff, raised surface, but it's very fine. So, it's going to look okay as a complete display, but like I said, I'm not going all out with this kit. I've got other stuff as far as Star Trek and Star Wars stuff, different things I want to work on, lit kits and all that. So, but, that's where I'm at with that. I did some more paint work on my 200 space shuttle, the external fuel tank and the boosters. Like I said, I've been using those 50-cent craft acrylics, the apple barrel from Walmart, experimenting and stuff. I haven't had any problems and stuff. I know I showed you the external tank the other day when it was all messed off. I was doing like a kind of terracotta, dark brown, not a dark brown, but a brownish orange terracotta color that I mixed up and everything. It's showing up a little brighter there, but that's what I use for the main color. Then I kind of put a little bit more tan in it to give it a little bit different tone and stuff. And then I lightened it up with some white and mixed it all together. And I shot that center area. And that's supposed to be like a rib service, but the detail is so weak. I mean, and like I said, I'm not spending a lot of time super detailing these kits. I could have scribed the ribbed area a little bit more, but, it's there. It is what it is. It's a 200 scale kit. It's not the greatest detail, so that's that. And then for the other color, there's many different variations on the colors. I looked on Google. I pulled up a bunch of pictures of the external tank, and different flights were different shades. Different flights had different colors. Some had these piping and connection to brackets and stuff that held the shuttle in place, and the little rings up there with the details. Some were a really bright yellow, others were like a cream color. I kind of went like a creamy yellow, real pale yellow and stuff. The picture that I thought looked best and stuff. So that's where I'm at with that. But that's all the craft acrylics. The external fuel tanks, that's just the Rust-Oleum, the satin white I did, and then I masked off the black bands on there. And did that and stuff, and there's a lot of detail that lacks on those, but it's a good representation of the model. I mean, if you want something better, go with a what are the Dragon models or something. Even the Revell kit, there's a lot of detail that lacks on there that's not real accurate and stuff. But being it's a larger size, you can get a little bit more paint deal on it too and stuff. So I'm just going, something to make it halfway decent representation. So, and getting to Apollo 11 now. Today's the day they arrived at the moon. I was going to do a different backdrop. Let me get this, they're out of the way. And that, I was going to go with a bigger backdrop that was basically a picture of the moon that I got some enlargements, but I can't seem to find it. I had a whole folder full of like 5x7s and stuff. I don't know what happened to them, so this will have to suffice. But today's the day they arrived at the moon. They fired up the engine on the service module, used it kind of like a braking system. They slowed them down to get themselves in a lunar orbit. And while they're going in lunar orbit, they'll be making all the preparations for the two astronauts. You got Michael Collins, the command service module pilot. You got Neil Armstrong, he's the lunar module pilot. And then you got Buzz Aldrin, he's the mission pilot and stuff. So, but anyway, while they're going around, you know, the orbiting the moon before they land tomorrow, they'll be making all kind of preparations and stuff, making sure all the systems are going and stuff. And that interesting facts about the lunar module: the bottom section that's going to remain on the moon once they lift off from the moon to come back home, that's basically a framework. They wanted to keep it lightweight, so basically that's just a framework with the engine on it and stuff. The mechanics for the legs will fold out. And that's just that gold foil looking stuff. That's basically Mylar, like your Mylar balloons. They had to keep it light as possible to conserve weight. And another thing in space, since there's not as much pressure, they can get away with stuff like that. The upper half that's going to house the astronauts on their journey down to the moon, the surface of the moon, and then hopefully back up without any problems. The outer walls on that is about the thickness of 3 sheets of aluminum foil together. So if you can imagine that, and they say if they accidentally slip and happen to kick it with their feet, it'll poke a hole right through, and then they got some major problems. So that's pretty much. And where the astronauts, they kind of on each side of the door that they came out of the hatch, one was on one side, they were a standing up position, you know, when they flew it and everything. And right behind them, down below, the engine was right there. So basically, there wasn't a whole lot of, you know, technology to this thing. You know, it was pretty scary to think that, you know, they actually got in there and trusted their lives to it and stuff. But that's a little bit more information. Like I said, I was going to have a bigger just a big area of the moon there and make it look like they were orbiting over the moon. But I couldn't find those pictures, and you know, someday I'll find them and I'll make another little diorama with that too. But I don't have any extra service command module deals and stuff, so I got one more, but I'm saving it for something else on the display and everything once all the rockets are complete. So that's going to have to suffice. But that's it. That's pretty much what's going on with the Apollo 11 flight today. When it took place 50 years ago, is they're just orbiting the moon, or tomorrow's going to be the big day when they actually land and everything. So we'll get back with an update on that. And in the meantime, I'm working on, like I said, I'm working on the rest of the Man in Space kit. And, you know, nothing fancy. It'll look presentable. It'll look decent as an overall display, just showing the size of the rockets. But if you want some detailed models of these kits and stuff, you know, this isn't the kit to go for. You know, it is what it is. It's a pretty, it's a low quality kit, and it's basically meant more for an overall display to show the different size of all the rockets. Kind of like back when Polar Lights released all the different Enterprises in the 2500 scale. Those are a lot nicer. They're pretty cool and stuff to have all the Enterprises in the same scale compared to size. That's pretty much what this kit's about. And you know, like I said, since I was building it, I went with the Hasegawa 200 Space Shuttle just for kicks. I got that together. I haven't started any painting or that on it, but pretty much that's the 200 scale Hasegawa Space Shuttle. You can see how big that is. You know, it's got some decent detail, but not a whole lot and everything. So, but you know, that'll be that when it's all done and stuff, and it'll make a nice display next to the Saturn V and the rest of the rockets. So, till the next time. This is the kind of day it is out here in beautiful Illinois, out where I live, about 100 miles west of Chicago. Iced tea kind of day. We're sitting right now at 95 degrees and a 104 degree heat index out there, and it's supposed to get worse. This is only going on 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, Central Time. By usually about 3-4 o'clock is our hottest time of the day this time of year. So they're expecting it to get up to about 107 degree with the heat index. And at I think 97 or 98 degree temperature. Tomorrow we could set some records. It's supposed to be a lot worse tomorrow before we start getting some relief by the end of late Sunday into Monday. So this week's just been totally miserable. I'm not doing much painting other than primer work. The primer is the humidity, the dampness. Even with the air going in the house, you still feel the dampness and everything. So. But that's where we're at. That's where we're at with the Apollo 11 tribute, and that's where we're at with the rest of the man in space stuff. So we'll be seeing you soon. I'll probably be doing a video tomorrow with the being that tomorrow is the day they landed on the moon 50 years ago. So till then, till the next time, you guys take care. I'd like to thank all my subscribers, all my new subscribers, and all the nice comments you guys been leaving, hitting the like button, stuff like that. I've been trying to get back and answering all your comments as quick as possible. Like I said, if you got any questions, feel free to contact me. And again, you know, if you're looking for a high quality kit to represent all these different rockets, I know there's certain ones you can buy in different scales. I don't know if you can get them all in one scale, like 1/72 or 1/48. I know Dragon makes a lot of 1/72 scale models, stuff like that. I know Revell, Germany, they still got the Saturn V and a 1/44 along with the space shuttle with the booster tanks and external rockets with the in 1/44 scale if you want to just do a pair of that and everything. But as far as a complete set like that, I know Atlantis models, they're doing a repop of the old Aurora kit, but it's a 1/100 scale. It's actually the Mercury Atlas rocket, and it comes with the launch platform, a nice launch display area and stuff. It's a pretty big and pretty big detailed kit as far as the launch pad area. It's got the little vehicle, the truck with the gantry that lifts it up in a position, all that. I know if you go to HP Guy's Workshop on YouTube, he did a build of that, and you know, from start to finish, all painted up and everything. And that one's a pretty cool model and stuff. But as far as this, you can see how tiny these are and stuff. You know, pretty much, you know, not that big, and that they don't have a whole bunch of detail. I mean, they're decent, but that's just kind of like a little size comparison. And once I get the complete set built and everything, I'll be doing a video on that. But I'm just going along now showing them. As long as I'm doing the Apollo 11 tribute, I figured I'd show a little bit of the build throughout, but I'm not going to do the, you know, step by step and that. There's only a couple more videos I'll probably be popping up for the Apollo 11 tribute tomorrow, the moon landing, and then another 3 or 4 days after that they get back to Earth, they do the splashdown, and that's pretty much the end of the mission. So like I said, then I've been trying to share a little bit of information on as far as the different Apollo 11, the different parts of the vehicle and stuff, you know, the rocket, the lunar module, the command service module, stuff like that. So, and again, they might not be 100% accurate, but I'm trying to do my best just to give a general representation of what the you know, different parts of the rocket look like. So till the next time, we'll be seeing you. Take care, have a good one. And anybody else that's living in the different areas of the country that's affected by the heat, hey, take it easy, be careful out there, man. You know, it doesn't pay to go out there and overdo it and have something go wrong with yourself. You know, there's always other days when it's going to be cooling down. Before you know it, we'll be complaining because it's too damn cold out. So anyway, that's all for now. And another thing in this heat, people, keep yourself hydrated. That's the most important thing. I got plenty of water. I got plenty of iced tea on hand. So, you know, that's the main thing. If you don't have to go out, don't do it. So, I know they've been talking about it on World News too. So, we'll be seeing you soon. Take care. Have a good one. Stay cool. And we'll talk to you. Bye.